What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. It feels like forever since we've been on here.
And it really only has been a couple weeks.
Well, as always, I am one half of the dynamic duo, Twisted alongside Brother Pyro.
What's up, y'all?
We are now here for AEW Full Gear with yet another
Bloated freaking card.
I wish they'd
Tony Khan,
stop.
because Tony Khan can't understand the idea of KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
And that has been Pyro's rant.
For now.
We get at least 3 an episode.
For now. Because I wouldn't even call that a rant, but definitely a voice of the frustrated.
Oh no, but I could see it coming at least continuing throughout, if not at the very end.
But alright, let's jump right in, because again, we have a massive card to talk about, because again, nothing about AEW is ever simple. Tony Khan, get your shit together.
Please do. Alright, so starting off in the 0 hour, which as most of you know is the kickoff show, is the World Title Tournament semifinals. We have Brian Cage taking on Ricky Starks. Now, all of us, Pyro, Desario, and myself included, picked Ricky Starks to kind of take the W on this one. Any reasoning to why you and Desario picked Ricky?
I mean, think about it. Brian Cage has been off of TV forever. People have kind of forgotten who he was. Ricky Starks has been a consistent presence. So I just think, and especially because it seems like they're trying to establish Ricky Starks, I think he needs
this win.
This win is going to help him solidify that.
All right, take us into the next one. We're just going to kind of be speeding through these.
Eddie Kingston versus Jun Akiyama. Brain farted there. Unanimous decision. Eddie Kingston to pick up the win. Personally, I don't know much of Akiyama's work, if I'm going to be completely honest. So that's part of the reason I leaned towards Kingston.
My reasoning is more or less anytime I have picked Eddie, except for one time in pay-per-views, he's always come out the winner.
So you seem to be his good luck charm then. That's what I'm hearing.
I wouldn't put that on my name. Please don't.
The Eddie Kingston good luck charm. Sister Twisted from Wrestling Crossroads.
Lord, if that ever got patented, I'd be very scared.
Oh, I'm about to tweet this man. I'm about to tweet the man.
Oh.
So mean.
Oh, lordy. All right. Jumping into the next and last match, hopefully that they actually have on the 0 hour, but knowing them, they'll add something else. We have the All-Atlantic champion, Orange Cassidy, with Best Friends and Rocky Romero, plus a mystery partner that they don't have yet, taking on the Factory. That was a mouthful, and I don't appreciate it.
This whole show is a mouthful.
I
don't appreciate it. So, I don't know what you're getting at. Why you complaining to me like we don't feel the same way?
I mean, just that entire sentence was a mouthful, but...
You're right. That's because you also had to give off 6 different names.
Hey, that was just kind of like when half of Blackpool Combat Club went against the entire Jericho Appreciation Society. I just wasn't having it.
What?
Yeah, exactly. So Desario and yourself chose the Factory, whereas I went with more of people, to my knowledge, Orange Cassidy, Best Friends, and Rocky Romero.
I do not understand the concept of why we are getting this match. I think it's just a match to have a match, and quite frankly, I don't have a rhyme or reason as to why I picked anybody. So, whatever. The match is gonna happen.
Unfortunately, to say the least. Start us off on the
All right. Obviously, the way we read this is just the way we typed it out, not
how it's
the way it's going to happen on the actual show itself. So, kicking us off, AEW World Tag Team titles. The Acclaim defend against former champions Swerve and Our Glory. It is noted that one of the members of the Acclaimed, I want to say it's Bowens, Anthony Bowens.
I believe so, yes.
Is coming in with an injury, a slight injury, but obviously he's still cleared and able to compete tonight. So whatever the injury is, speedy recovery, because you hate seeing guys, not being able to work at 100%, or being out because of injury.
Yeah.
So, but I still do predict this to be a fantastic match because
Both
I'm not
teams
gonna
work really
lie,
well.
these teams have a lot of chemistry. A lot of really great chemistry in the ring. I enjoy watching what they can do. Their last match, absolute banger. So I'm expecting this rematch to be a little bit of some fire as well. A little bit of heat coming from the tag team division. This one is split down the middle in terms of our predictions. You and your husband Flash,
Who's actually giving his first ever predictions
for an AEW show, so yay. Yourself and Flash picked Swerve in Our Glory. I'm assuming with him it was just because familiarity. He knows Lee and Swerve.
More
He
or less.
doesn't really know the Acclaimed. I can almost guess your pick for Swerve in Our Glory, and that is your personal disdain for the Acclaimed.
Actually not necessarily for this one. I see the injury playing out a lot more than most probably would. And I see that being kind of the reason Swerve and Our Glory pick it up. I don't necessarily want to see the tag titles back on them. However, my prediction is that they are going to walk out with the titles due to the fact that, the other half of the Acclaimed is now injured.
Can I just point out that whoever we see walk out of Full Gear tonight with the titles, needs to prep themselves, because I need to see FTR get in this tag team title pick to 100% prove why they are the best tag team in the goddamn world.
Yes,
Because I would love to see them holding 4 tag team titles. Because how the hell are they gonna carry all of that? All that gold.
I would just take like a cart from the back from like catering and just kind of wheel it down. You know what I need after this though? You know what I need after that? If FTR really comes and takes these titles, I need to have a forbidden door between them and WWE. I need the Usos title on the line because FTR is coming and taking that shit. I'm not even
give it to me. Give it to me, because I think that match would be amazing. Oh my god, yes, please take my money. I think that would be great. But so myself and Desario picked the Acclaimed. I think we watch the entire state of New Jersey, because they are in the New Jersey area for Full Gear tonight, throwing up scissors at the end of the match.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, huh?
Yes.
All right. Jumping into the next match, we have the TBS Championship.
Before we do that.
Yes.
If they win, for the one time, will you scissor me?
Oh, Lord.
For the one time, if the Acclaim walked out with gold still around their waist, will you, for the one time, scissor me?
I will agree to that, and I'll even drop you one more on that just because of the injury. I might get Flash in on it too.
Yes!
Headphone warning. Sorry, Pyro's extra goofy today. We're just a little goofy today.
I have been wanting some. Nobody does it with me anymore, okay?
All right, so jumping back into what we had started, TBS Championship, we have Jade Cargill, who is your actual reigning defending champion, putting her title on the line against Nyla Rose, who was the self-proclaimed champion. Now, this was one on the entirety of the main card that Flash did not want to pick, as because he doesn't know either of the women. And we respect him for that.
That's 100% valid, only because, again, he's not really familiar with the AEW brand.
No, but he does know a lot of familiarity.
I can give him that
one. So you and Desario actually chose Jade Cargill to continue her reign as undefeated and as champion, whereas I'm going Nyla Rose.
Why are you the odd man out?
I kind of see it being time for Jade's streak to come to an end.
See, I don't think so. I think you continue to propel her into excellence and dominance. And honestly, with her having such a point to prove, as she is the rightful champion, and she's got a score to settle with this title thieving
woman,
beast of a woman. Because, hey, you cannot tell me that Nyla Rose ain't a freaking beast of a woman.
She is.
In every aspect.
She is.
She's strong. She's intimidating. She's large.
But here's the thing is I see her taking this L, and then I see her, next Dynamite, Rampage, whichever, coming on and going, you know what? I may have lost that title, but there's an even bigger one that I see on my radar, and I'm coming for it.
I see her coming for the women's world title at some point, but right now the legacy of Jade needs to continue with this TBS title for just a little longer.
I mean, I personally don't see it, and that's why we do these prediction videos.
And personally, I see her losing the title in the form of a 3-way, a 4-way match in which she's not actually involved in the decision.
I mean, who's to know?
That way you can continue her reign of dominance, and that way she continues to look strong, because, there's that. But all right, now moving on more into the women's division. You have Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Thank you.
Always.
Taking on the fresh off of injury, finally cleared to wrestle for the first time in a few years. Last time she was involved in anything wrestling, she was in a managerial role. Saraya, formerly known as Paige in WWE. And this one seems to be a unanimous pick of everybody picking Saraya, and I think it's just because we all can kind of tell Tony Khan's kind of red hot on the return, and he knows that that's what's going to draw money. Granted, you haven't done my personal take on this is you haven't done anything with Britt Baker in a while. She's supposed to be one of your pillars. If you want to keep her relevant, you give her this title. Or not this title, but you give her this win. Help her project herself up in those rankings. Again, though, we all see it being Miss Saraya. As much as I love you, I just think she should not get the win. But moving on to the next match.
We have Sting and Darby Allin taking on Jay Lethal, and I know this is your favorite to say, so go ahead with it.
JEFF, JAEEEEJ, Jeff Jarrett. Oh my God, it's TNA Impact from 2007.
Oh, Lordy.
I want to point out that if you look at the AEW roster amongst WWE guys, a bunch of AEW guys, you have, if you look at that roster, a lot of that roster also consists of Impact from 07. Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Sting, Christian Cage, involvement with the Motor City Machine Guns, I'm Sanjay Dutt. I'm just saying, a whole Impact from 15 years ago is all elite at this point.
Half of WWE's roster is all elite at this point. That makes up a majority of their roster. They barely have any AEW originals.
Okay, but my point is I needed that moment to express that I really miss how TNA used to be.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you don't have the money to buy TNA to make it what it used to be, so... We're just going to get onto the predictions because that's what we need to do.
Yes.
So we have a unanimous pick. Everybody going for Sting and Darby Allin. Now, I don't know much pertaining to this specific feud, and I know you stated that you don't know much pertaining to this specific
don't know.
Either.
I've been out of the loop for a few weeks now, just because got a lot going on, and I haven't really had the chance to sit down and watch and breathe. And I can tell you why I think Darby and Sting are going to win. You want the babyfaces.
Mm-hmm.
You want the babyfaces to take home the win, and again, Darby's supposed to be one of your pillars, so
let's get him winning in pay-per-views, people.
Put him on a bit of a win here, because
his win-loss record's kind of ass.
It really is, especially when it comes to pay-per-views, and if you really want to establish him as one of your pillars, you cannot keep burying the hell out of this man.
Yeah, no.
But now, from tag team action, back to women's action. Your AEW Women's World Championship is being defended. Going in as AEW Women's World Champion Tony Khan, Dave LaGreca, Tommy Dreamer, all you at Busted Open, all you in AEW, hear my words. AEW Women's World Champion, because none of that interim bullshit. AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm defends against Jamie Hayter. Now, personally, I think this match is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, most
because
definitely.
both women are absolute studs when it comes to their in-ring work. I am a really big fan of Jamie Hayter. I am not gonna lie. And personally, I want to see her win gold at some point in her career, whether it be the TBS title, whether it be the AEW Women's World Championship. Everybody seems to have picked Toni Storm. Do you want to give me a little bit of your insight?
Just more or less, I don't see them taking the heat off of Toni Storm for a little while. I see her holding it until, unfortunately, because they have to do this interim BS, I see her holding it till Thunder Rosa comes back with the title and they duke it out there.
So what I'm hearing is Toni Storm holds it, and then first in line upon return from injury as number one contender for the Women's World title.
Oh yeah. I wish that's how they do it.
That is, for the sake of my own personal health,
yes,
and for the sake of me not completely going off on like a 20-minute tangent,
pyro tangent per usual.
For the sake of all of that, to save us all time and headache, Toni Storm is your AEW Women's World Champion, and upon return, Thunder Rosa will be number one contender in my eyes. Fight me on it. If you really want to, slide into my DMs at PyroNightmare97 on Twitter, at Uncle.Grizzly97 on Instagram. Come at me with your opinions. I don't care. I will fight. I have found the hill I am going to die on when it comes to this.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So,
but personally, I think just because Red Hot Babyface right now, and this is your way of kind of keeping her at some kind of relevancy, because you haven't done much with Toni Storm since her debut anyway. So I think this would be just a really good way to solidify her. Granted, I really want it to be Jamie Hayter, so part of me is hoping I'm wrong on my prediction.
I guess we'll have to just wait and see for the actual pay-per-view to come up. Next up, we have the AEW Trios Championship. Death Triangle taking on the Elite. Didn't the Elite just come back off a suspension?
A suspension that they did not deserve. Titles that they should not have vacated.
Hey, I just asked if they just came off of a suspension, dude.
Yes, they are returning from a suspension after the events caused by a Mr. Cancerous Punk.
Oh, lordy.
CM Punk is a fucking toxin.
We're not going to get into a pyro rant.
No, but due to the events of the last AEW pay-per-view, and everything that led up to that, and the altercation that they had with CM Punk, everybody involved was stripped of their titles and suspended. I do not feel that the Elite should have been suspended, because they in reality didn't really do anything wrong.
They were the ones attacked.
They were attacked verbally and physically. All they wanted to know was why CM Punk said what he said. Like, they kind of felt like, bro, like, we're supposed to be working together. This is one locker room. What's up, man? Yeah. Talk to it. And, all of that happened. So, going off of our predictions, 3-1, the Elite walk out your new and first ever 2-time AEW Trios Champions.
I took Death Triangle to retain. That's just my personal disdain against the Elite. Haven't liked the Young Bucks since they've been in this.
It's been a while
Generation of Me era.
I mean, hopefully the suspension kind of humbled all members of the Elite out just a little bit.
I'm hoping so, especially with
because clearly
the Young Bucks.
They as EVPs thought they were untouchable, and now see that, oh hey, we're kind of not. So hopefully everything,
we'll have to wait and see.
Everybody's able to mellow the hell out at this point. Hopefully this also means no no return for CM Punk because we clearly see he is a problem in any locker room that he goes into.
Take us into the next one.
Fatal 4-way for the Ring of Honor World Championship. The Ocho, Le Champion. And recently the bride on The Masked Singer, unmasked as a bride on one of the most recent episodes of The Masked Singer, Chris Jericho defends his Ring of Honor World title against fellow Jericho Appreciation Society member Sammy Guevara, Blackpool Combat Club, and former Ring of Honor World Champion in his own right in a different era, Mr. Bryan Danielson, and another member of the Blackpool Combat Club, the most recent the guy that he pinned, that Jericho beat to become world champion, Claudio Castagnoli. Now, you picked Blackpool Combat Club because you know you want it to be one of them, and you don't really give a damn.
Oh no,
Who it is? Flash picked Bryan Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
Desario picked Chris Jericho. And I know the answer that I gave you prior to the show, but I think it's going to be Dark Horse Sammy Guevara.
You do.
He's already shown that on numerous occasions he's going to do whatever the hell it takes for him to come up with a W, no matter who it costs, no matter what it costs. And I think this moment in this 4-way, when it is truly an every man for themselves, you are going to see him almost implode his alliance with Chris Jericho. And I think he being the dark horse of this match, I think he comes out of New Jersey holding gold.
All right, I guess we'll have to wait and see for that one. That's a pretty big shocker. I know you were pretty up and down about that one. We had to even run back to it.
Oh yeah. And then the more that I thought about it coming into the podcast, I was like, you know what? Let's throw everybody for a swerve, because I knew that reaction is exactly what I was going to get. And again, I just think, why not favorite the dark horse just a little bit for the one time? Because
you usually do at least once every pay-per-view.
However, and like I said, I just seeing Sammy in every version that we have seen him in, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
I don't see it either. Jumping into the next match, we have the TNT Championship on the line. Wardlow defends against Ring of Honor World TV Champion Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs. Now, I know me and you were talking about the fact that we are kind of upset that Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks didn't get to really finish their feud.
Yeah, something felt off about that. It definitely felt unfinished.
And, I pretty much think that they just kind of cut it because, where do you have Ricky Starks? He's in a tournament for the next number one contender for the AEW Championship. Why not put Powerhouse Hobbs for a title that's obviously kind of been with the bigger guys as of late? Wardlow, more or less.
I was going to say Wardlow, but I was going to say, I believe, who the hell did he beat? Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky is who he beat to And Scorpio Sky is typically a smaller guy, and I think the last real bigger, physically anyway, guy to hold that title was either and obviously you can fact check me at any given point, but amongst the list of physically big dudes, we had Miro hold the title, and we did have R.I.P. Mr. Brody Lee.
I believe those are the only two big
ones. So with them plus Wardlow, I think everybody else has been a relatively smaller guy to hold that title.
Well, more or less, yes, but I believe looking at the reigns that we have
Granted, a lot of the reigns in recent memory haven't really amounted to much of anything. I kind of forgot Wardlow was holding on to this title to begin with.
Wardlow, if I am 100% correct, is almost your longest reigning. He is behind a Mr. Darby Allin at 186.
It is easy to do when you're not featured as much and when you're not defending your title.
I entirely agree, and you were 100% right on the fact that, we had a Mr. Brody Lee and we had R.I.P. and we had Miro, but those are the only two big guys we've had. But I see it more with big guys as of right now, with Wardlow holding it, and then you have Samoa Joe, who is physically a bigger guy, and you have
Granted, he does not move like it.
and you have Powerhouse Hobbs going for it, who is a bigger guy.
So we're kind of all over the spectrum here, from what I see.
Pretty much.
I picked Wardlow, Desario picked Powerhouse, and of course you and your husband once again share a brain and pick Samoa Joe.
Yes, his was more out of familiarity. Mine is because I can't get behind Wardlow. I haven't really seen Powerhouse Hobbs work very much, and I've seen Samoa Joe work numerous times, so that's more or less mine. His is more on.
I mean, granted, the storyline behind why we got this triple threat match is quite familiar, and actually, I personally think it's a lot of fun. Because at one point, you saw Wardlow being attacked by Powerhouse Hobbs.
Mm-hmm.
Samoa Joe like, hey, I'm gonna be a good person. I'm gonna help you out with your problem. Cool.
But now you owe me.
No. It's not even a now you owe me. It's some words that Wardlow decided to say that I think Samoa Joe took a little took some privy to, man. Wardlow stated that he was eventually going to gun for the big world title, and that anybody that stood in his way, he was going to lay out. He was going to make sure nobody stood in his way. I don't think Joe liked that too much, especially with the competitor that he is.
Oh yeah, no.
So Joe kind of was like, "Nah, I see where you're at. I see where you're at. Screw you." Attacks him, and we lead to what should be a really great triple threat match for the TNT title. Granted, part of me kind of wishes this was winner take all, and as much as I think it's going to be Wardlow, I really want it to be Samoa Joe.
But your prediction is Wardlow.
Yes, because at this point you haven't done anything. You haven't done enough with Powerhouse Hobbs. With Joe already holding a title with the Ring of Honor World TV title, and again, not having done a ton with him either, because you've involved him more with the ROH side of things. I think Wardlow being your second in command in terms of hierarchy, championship importance on the male side of things, I think it's a lot more. I think it's important for him to just continue to excel with this.
All right, I completely agree. You want to take us into the second to last match?
Okay. Steel cage match in a very personal and heated rivalry. Former friends, former tag team champions. Luchasaurus takes on Jungle Boy Jack Perry in a steel cage match, and I think this is where we need it to happen. Because Christian Cage is going to be around somewhere. I think it limits how much involvement he can have in the match, and given the rivalry, and him being able to have turned to Luchasaurus against Jungle Boy, I think again the setting is
absolutely
perfect.
Beautiful. Yeah,
perfect for them to hopefully conclude what this is. Unanimously, everybody picks Jungle Boy to go over, considering the last few matches he had involving either him or Lucha or Christian. He's kind of taken the loss, and I think it's time for him to get that redemption factor.
Yes, the last match that we had seen him be put against Christian Cage in was a BS loss. I mean,
he was attacked He was attacked before the match by Luchasaurus, and in reality was in no condition to compete.
No, but still went ahead for it because of the things that Christian Cage was at the time saying about his father, the late great Luke Perry.
And honestly, up until that storyline happened, I did not know that was his father. I did not know.
I had seen it a couple times.
Like I said, up until Christian had brought it up on AEW. It was like, oh yeah, your dad raised. It's a good thing your dad's dead, because otherwise he'd be so disappointed in you. And then listen to Busted Open the next day, and they're like, oh yeah, we all know who his dad is. People, I don't know who his dad is. Do not say everybody, because I clearly do not know.
Clearly.
So I Googled it, and then when I saw that, I was like, oh,
Well, R.I.P.
well, yes, R.I.P. Because he was a phenomenal actor and a fantastic human being.
Hmm.
I think he'd be proud of his son right now.
I think so too. I think he'd be front row watching him.
Oh yeah, he'd be there.
Oh, yeah. So, jumping into our main event, we have the AEW World Championship on the line, and Mr. Jon Moxley goes against MJF. Now, actually, all of you boys have chosen MJF to walk out with the title. Me being the odd one out, per usual, I chose a Mr. Jon Moxley to retain. Personally, I don't see MJF walking out with it. That's just me.
I think his time has come to finally hold on to the title that has escaped him on more than one occasion.
Mm-hmm.
A title that he really should have held a long time ago. And honestly, I think this is the perfect chance for Tony Khan to right a wrong. MJF was supposed to be one of your pillars. He's supposed to be one of your top guys. You cast him aside for a bunch of guys that come from that have made their names in other companies, and MJF has been your workhorse for God knows how long. I think it's time to give the devil his due.
I guess we'll have to wait and see how big that main event is to see
Oh,
where we're
everybody!
going with it.
That's going to be one of the biggest main events in AEW history, by a long shot, and I am excited to see it. I really am.
Personally, with the previous feud between Punk and MJF, I would have loved to have seen Punk be healthy enough to hold on to the world title and go into this.
As much as I want
But
him to stay away, something I saw on Facebook, um, obviously a fan meme and slash prediction. What if MJF wins the title and oh, you hear cult of personality play over the speakers?
Lord, then it will be a very cold day in hell because there ain't no way I'd want Punk taking the title from MJF, and MJF is the one to take it tonight.
Oh, if that were to happen and
That would
Punk
be a riot.
were to cut, oh, this is definitely Chicago 2011, Cena Punk, Cena RVD in '07 in the ECW arena. This is one of those. Only Punk would be the good guy, bad guy here. If Punk wins, we riot because the fans want to see MJF hold this title more than anything in the world. I know I speak for 90% of the wrestling fandom and the AEW fandom when I say this.
Well, I guess we'll have to just wait and see for any and all surprises. We all know how Tony Khan is with surprises, so
I think he's relying a little too much on the surprises, and that's
it's like a game show to him,
yes,
honestly.
but his little game show is kind of costing AEW its fucking ratings.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. So, that ends it for the podcast. We will see you guys actually tomorrow as we are having some scheduling conflicts today. So we will see you all tomorrow with our recap.
Later, guys.